Senator Kaine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and to my colleagues. I view this exercise and this resolution as a Trojan horse. If the Republican majorities really cared about the budget, we'd have an appropriations deal. We would have had an appropriations deal before the end of the last calendar year, or we would have an appropriations deal by March 14, especially since now both houses are in Republican majority. That's the way you show you care about a budget. And yet, while I hope this is not true, all signs suggest that the two Republican houses do not want to reach an omnibus appropriations bill. If you cared about the budget, you would. If my colleagues cared about the budget, they would complain at Elon Musk and Donald Trump unilaterally violating past appropriations deals that we all voted for and that the president signed. If you cared about the budget, that would matter to you. A deal should be a deal. Instead, my colleagues are quietly acquiescing to Head Start programs in their states being closed down, to community health clinics in their states being closed down, to veterans, hospitals, and clinics being on reduced staff. Why would you quietly acquiesce to those kinds of violations of appropriations bills you voted for if you care about the budget? This is a Trojan horse. The advertised purposes of this resolution are twofold: border security and defense. Let me take defense first. I'm on the Armed Services Committee. Do you need to use reconciliation to do defense spending? We not only spend hundreds of billions of dollars on defense in a bipartisan agreement, just last year we twice added to that. In an April supplemental bill, we added money to defense. And at the end of the year on an emergency bill, we added more money to defense, and we did it with bipartisan votes. You don't need to use reconciliation to find spending on defense. We do it all the time in a bipartisan way. How about border security? I've been here since 2013. We did a border security bill that was bipartisan in this body then. The House Republicans killed it. We had a bipartisan deal in this body in 2018. President Trump said vote against it. We had a bipartisan deal in 2024. President Trump said vote against it. All of those bills had significant resources to invest in border security. Donald Trump and House Republicans opposed them. We just passed an immigration bill, the Laken Riley Act, that got bipartisan votes. You do not need reconciliation to do defense. You do not need reconciliation to do border security. There's a demonstrated track record in this body that both of those can be done in a bipartisan way. So what's this bill about? If you don't need reconciliation for defense and you don't need reconciliation for border security, what's it about? And that's what my colleagues have discussed. The effort that has begun today is an effort to dramatically cut spending on programs that affect everyday Virginians and everyday Americans. Those dollars, combined with the tariffs that Donald Trump is laying on American families that will make everything more expensive, then go into a big pot that gets used to fund tax cuts for the wealthy. This tax cuts for the wealthy is not part of this bill, but it's part of the big, beautiful bill that the House is rolling out today. They're suggesting there need to be $4.5 trillion of tax cuts, and we know they will go to the wealthiest. That is the end result of this. So I would just say, let's just be candid about what's going on here. We really can't trick people. They're the ones out in the communities that are complaining about Head Start programs being closed or health clinics being shuttered or workers being laid off or agencies being shut down unilaterally. 30% of federal workers are veterans, for God's sake. It's about 1 to 3% of the civilian workforce. 30% of the federal workforce is veterans. They're the people that are being laid off unilaterally by this president. So I do view this, we will fight today. We'll offer amendments to try to clarify what's going on, to try to protect Medicaid and other safety net programs. But let's just be clear about what this is about. This is an effort to amass savings off the backs of everyday people whose programs are cut, plus tariff revenue, and to direct all of that towards tax cuts to the wealthiest. That's where this is going, and we need to fight against it. I yield back. Thank you.